You've worked with some of the most beautiful women and been linked with some of the most beautiful women. Tell me about Dolly Parton, because you said that just before you started work, she called you in and said, let's just get this humping business over with now. So the obvious question is, did you?
I'm not going to answer that because I don't think it's fair to Dolly.
Sally Field, we've discussed. You both proposed to each other several times.
Yes.
But you were never in the stage of the relationship where the answer was ever yes.
Yeah, I asked her at the wrong time. She asked me at the wrong time, and I missed out on that one, that's for sure.
Is that the big regret of your life, your personal life?
I think we would have been very happy, yes. I'd like to think so. I'm not sure she'd say so.
What would she say?
I have no idea. I would hope it would be something nice, but I don't know. She's just a very special woman.
Does she know how you feel?
No. Does now.
She will now, yeah.
I really handled that one pretty bad.
You also knew Marilyn Monroe.
Yes, I did.
In New York.
One day we were walking along Broadway, and nobody noticed her. And I couldn't believe it. And I said, this is unbelievable. I mean, we're walking along. It's Marilyn Monroe. I mean, nobody's going crazy. And she said, oh, you want to see her? And I said, sure. And all she did was change her body posture. And all of a sudden, within 10 feet, we couldn't move.
Isn't that amazing?
We were surrounded by people. It took 5 policemen.
Just her body language?
Yes.
Does that make
Marilyn.
her... Is that great acting?
No, that's a great movie star.
Yeah. But you're one of Hollywood's most popular actors. You're also one of the most devastatingly handsome. For Burt, now one of Hollywood's most eligible men, being linked with famous and attractive women just seemed part of the deal.
Are you involved with anybody we should know about right now?
If I did, I wouldn't tell you. Thank you.
He's charming, and I think women, I guess, find that very sexy. You have it or you don't. He's got it.
Burt dated loads of women, but in 1982 there was someone special who caught his eye, a young and sexy starlet, Lonnie Anderson. For Burt, it was lust at first sight.
Well, Lonnie was a blonde bombshell. She looked like the Hollywood wife.
He obviously thought that every day was Christmas. Period.
They were Tinseltown royalty. She was like Barbie, and he was like a very sexy Ken.
The couple married in 1988. Burt was now in his 50s and wanted a child.
That's what he wanted. He wanted a son more than anything.
The couple found they were unable to conceive. They decided to adopt and welcome baby Quinton into the family.
He just worshipped him,
Quinton's a wonderful kid. I mean, that little boy was around all the time, and he felt very like this is what he was there for.
Burt seemed to have found happiness, but things weren't so simple. Ever since having his jaw broken in a fight scene in City Heat, Burt had been taking painkillers, and he was becoming addicted.
He had a nurse that was on the set that would give him his painkillers. But she would try to cut him down, and I know that he had gotten some from some other stunt people and stuff.
The pain from Burt's jaw stopped him from eating, and his weight began to plummet. Meanwhile, his addiction was spreading to an ever wider variety of prescription drugs.
Yes, Hollywood is full of Dr. Feelgoods who will prescribe drugs for anyone.
Burt's behavior became erratic.
The impression you got was he'd become a diva. He'd become a problem actor.
It was a disaster, because then he was uptight, he would snap.
By the early 90s, Burt's marriage to Lonnie had turned sour amid accusations of infidelity and huge rows.
His marriage wasn't going good, and I think it was something, he was hurt bad enough to where he really didn't want to talk about it.
When the couple eventually split, the dirty linen did get aired in public in one of the messiest breakups in Hollywood history.
Well, they lived out their lives in the public. It was an absolute exercise in how not to get divorced.
On network TV, Burt challenged Lonnie to take a lie detector test with him.
If she will take a sodium pentothal test, and I'll take one right beside her, and we'll ask her how many affairs she's had since we got married, and ask me how many I've had, and ask the dates, she could win everything. If I win, I get Quentin. That's all I want.
The divorce ended in a record-breaking payout, but worse, Burt lost the thing he cared about the most when his son Quentin, then aged 6, went to live with Lonnie.
I'm sure Bud didn't mind losing Lonnie, but he did mind losing Quentin.
There's only one of this person, and if you lose them, he's gone. And that would have ripped his guts out.
A very tough time. You've got this problem with the painkillers because of the injuries that you'd sustained on set. You've had this awful divorce, but most acutely, for that period, you lost Quentin. You could still see him sporadically, but you lost that ability to live with him. What was it like for you, that period?
Horrible. You can't have a divorce in Hollywood and have it on the papers every day, and it was terrible, especially when there's a child involved, especially when it's somebody that I love more than life.
Start with the injury, because you were filming City Heat with Clint Eastwood, and during a fight scene, you were supposed to be hit in the head with a breakable chair.
Yes.
But they used the wrong chair. It was a proper chair.
It was a steel chair.
Right. So this was a pretty severe injury.
It hit me right here, broke all this, yeah.
When you were hit, what did it feel like?
Well, it didn't feel good. I went down, but I kept working. Every time I talked, it clicked. I couldn't chew, I couldn't eat, and I was terrible in the movie.
You lost a quarter of your body weight in the duration of the movie.
Yeah. I felt terrible because Clint and I were such close friends, and I ruined the movie.
It wasn't your fault. I mean, you've been...
Yeah, yes, it was. Yes, it was.
It wasn't your fault they switched the chair by mistake to a
No, but it
steel
was
chair.
my fault that I, didn't go to the hospital and shut the picture down. And instead, I just took, pain pills and finished the picture.
To put the pain into context, you said in your book, I think, I spend almost every day curled up in a fetal position. I thought I could only take this for a little while longer. I had no idea that for more than 2 years, I would be in my own private hell.
Yes. And the only thing that'll take it away are drugs. It was a bad, bad time. I lost everything.
On the pills you were taking, there was a cocktail that Lonnie listed. Percodan, Valium, Compazine, Didirex, Vicodin, Prozac, and other sleeping pills. Would you contest any of that? Was that all, were you taking all that?
That was my evening cocktail.
That's an incredible assortment of drugs.
Should have killed me.
There was a report you were taking up to 50 halcyon sleeping pills a day.
It's true.
I mean, that should be fatal.
Yes.
Why so many?
It was the only thing that took the pain away. And I hurt right now as I'm sitting here. I hurt every day,
Physically, you mean?
physically. But I can't start. I don't have, I have the strength not to start. I don't have the strength to stop, which is a strange dichotomy.
How did it stop?
One day, don't ask me why, I looked in the mirror and said, is this what you want your son to remember you by? Is this the way you want to be remembered? or are you going to shape up and be the man your father said you could be? And I stopped everything
That day.
that day.
And probably saved your life.
It saved my life, and I'm very proud of myself.
Your relationship with your son, Quentin, you're very close. He's your pride and joy, really, isn't he?
Yeah, we're very, very, very close and talk about everything. I'm really proud of him.
What does he think of you, do you think?
I think he's proud. I think he knows what I've been through, and I think he's proud. How the hell could he have turned out as well as he did if he wasn't proud of me? Best movie I ever made. One night, the 8th time, came to my hotel room, and I went a little berserk.